The CEO of Vinfast. You've just started trading, Madam Thuy, and I think the question a lot of people have is, why go public through a SPAC right now, and why not pursue a traditional IPO?
Another price change for Tesla. The EV maker has now added lower cost options for its Model X and Model S cars. Now,
all that and more, so let's get to it. Tesla continues to ride the roller coaster of volatility, currently down 2.5% coming up on the end of Tuesday trading. For the past week, Tesla is down 7%. Going back a whole month, Tesla is down almost 20%. I'm still amazed at a 20% pullback over a Q2 earnings that was better than expected. But what can I say? Sometimes the stock market doesn't make sense. Just know year to date, when Tesla was $113 per share, we've come a long way, up over 115%. Coming up on the back half of the year, I have not been performing well in the options market, particularly the September 15th call at 265. I had a grand opportunity to cash that in right before earnings, and I got greedy. Instead of making a couple of grand, I'm probably going to lose a couple grand, but I'm not going to sell it right now. That would be foolhardy. We've still got a long way to go before September 15th, and as you know, Tesla is volatile as fuck. I also have a 247.50 call that expires in a couple of weeks. It has lost me over 75%. This is not the time to panic and sell that away. I'd rather see this stuff wither to zero than to panic sell it while it's being oversold. In fact, the conditions look pretty ripe for a turnaround. Let's go ahead and just buy the call option right now. So we want to buy the call that expires August 18th. Right now we're sitting at 233. Implied volatility of 47% roughly. And we'd need the stock to get back to 238 by the end of the week. You all know Tesla can do that. We're going to see if we can get a bid of 350 here. Go ahead and review that order. Hit the submit button. All right, we'll see if somebody takes my bid of $3.50 for that options contract. On August 18th, I plan to do one, maybe two zero-day options contracts depending on how I feel and if the markets are ripe. Maybe we get filled, maybe we don't. If not, it wasn't meant to be.
Thuy, excuse me, from the NASDAQ market site, the CEO of Vinfast. You've just started trading, Madam Thuy, and I think the question a lot of people have is, why go public through a SPAC right now, and why not pursue a traditional IPO? Why did you do this through a SPAC?
Thank you very much. It's very exciting for us. We achieved a big milestone today and get the company listed in the US. We were ready to do a traditional IPO. We pursued the path for almost 2 years, but the markets have been challenging. So we decided to decouple the listing from the fundraising. We got the financial backing from our parents' company, and we went ahead with the listing by way of SPAC.
SPAC versus traditional IPO, money's been tight lately in this macroeconomic condition. Not surprised, they want to get in before the markets make a full turn. 2023 has been a darling year for tech. Over the past month or so, we've experienced a mild pullback. Vinfast sees an opportunity and wants to get listed before that occurs. But SPACs can be a bit dangerous. If you don't know, now you know.
As you know, Madam Thuy, SPACs have really struggled in the last 2 years, especially EV-related SPACs. It raises the question, is this a smart time to bring a SPAC to market? I know you want to raise funds for your expansion, but is this a smart time to do a SPAC?
You saw how the market reacted when we opened today, right? I think it's just a way for us to get listed in the US. We didn't think of the reputation of the SPAC. We probably changed today with us, hopefully.
You are building a plant in North Carolina where you expect to begin manufacturing with your first models rolling out in 2025. How much will this be a challenge for you when you look at the U.S. market? It's the most competitive in the world. You had to look at this and say, we're taking on the big boys here if we think we can succeed in the United States auto market.
Big boys. Yeah, I seen her chuckle. Consumers want high quality battery electric vehicles. And right now, the only people in America that are providing those happened to be Tesla. If Vinfast can come in here and ramp up to volume production, probably won't do it faster than Rivian, but Ford, GM, you better look out. I'll be curious to see not only who has the faster ramp, but the most efficient ramp.
We don't look at it that way. We think there's a huge potential in this market, and that's why we make our investment in the manufacturing facility in North Carolina. The whole world, and US in particular, is also moving from internal combustion engine to EVs. There's room for everybody. Vinfast with the full lineup of vehicles, from small vehicles to full-size 3-rows SUVs. We have an EV for everybody. So we stay true to our mission of making EVs accessible to everyone.
Out there in North Carolina, I don't know if you guys know, but that is the #1 state for business. We got a target date of 2025. That is going to be a very pivotal year for the battery electric vehicle. More importantly, where will Tesla be at when it comes to the Cybertruck, the next generation vehicle? And like she said, everybody can eat in here. It just depends on your appetite. How much are you willing to put on your plate? I don't expect everyone to have a gargantuan appetite like Elon Musk and Tesla, but if you're hungry, you can eat.
You want to make them accessible, but you know that there's price cutting going on within this industry right now. Can you succeed? Can you be profitable given the price cutting and the price pressure that's going on, especially what's expected even more over the next couple of years with EVs here in the U.S.?
We stay in course our strategy. We always price our vehicles very competitively, but keep in mind also that our vehicles come fully loaded with features, more so than a lot of the comparable models on the market, and we price them properly. We have from Vietnam with the market, with the labor cost very low, and we have put together a good supply chain. So we believe that we are on the path to profitability.
Those will be the 3 magic words we hear until we reach 2030, folks. Path to profitability. That's a fairly exclusive club, and admission isn't cheap. If Tesla continues to cut prices, and you're trying to compete with them while your margins are at best, your membership in the Path to Profitability Club will be revoked.
All right, let's talk about some other movers that we are watching right now. Another price change for Tesla. The EV maker has now added lower cost options for its Model X and Model S cars, now $10,000 less than the previous base prices.
What? Lower cost options for the Model S and Wait a minute, let's go ahead and take a look. On screen, we got the Model S standard range coming in at $78,490. Specs for that, 320 miles estimated range, 149 miles per hour at the top speed, going 0 to 60 at 3.7 seconds. For 10 grand more, you can get a estimated range of 405 miles, 149 mile an hour top speed, going 0 to 60 at 3.1 seconds. Now, if you ask me, for 10 grand, I'm probably getting this dual motor all-wheel variant instead of the standard range. Of course, for $20,000 more, you can have sufficient range, a top speed of 200 miles an hour, and a 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. Model X, the same thing. For $88,490, you can have a standard range Model X. This is the Fabergé egg of battery electric vehicles. The only other real thing that I noticed is the estimated delivery date. The standard range Model X and S's, you can have an estimated delivery between September and October, as you can get the originals as early as August to September. All this does is those that own Model Ys and Model 3s, maybe if they trade in, they might opt for the upgrade in the Model S or X version of those vehicles. I'm not gonna lie to you. We took a look at what the trade-in value of the Model Y would be and then how we would apply that to a new Model X. But even after we discussed it in length, she told me to keep my eye on the prize. Yeah, that beautiful monstrosity.
this is not a big part of their sales. These two models only accounted for about 3.4% of their sales, I believe, last quarter. And so this is not a huge thing. It's just more directional here that we have these continuing to push lower.
Yeah, these were two of the models that, of course, really pushed the luxury EV play for Tesla and how they wanted to position themselves and really differentiate their offering when they had first kind of come on the scene within this electric vehicle manufacturing, production, and kind of gathering the mind share of consumer about how electric vehicles could be sexy, could be luxury. But now with more of the markets, the mass market Model 3 and the Model Y as well, that takes up the vast and superior, far superior majority of production and deliveries. You were looking at most recently some of the delivery and production numbers that had come out over in July, so earlier this summer here, but they produced nearly 480,000 vehicles, delivered over 466,000 vehicles in totality. For the S and the X, they only represented about 20,000 of those, and that's being generous.
I mean, these are higher margins, so that's the only thing when you look at the prices going down. That means the margins are going to be squeezed a little bit.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Tesla needs to send their Model S and Model X numbers through the stratosphere. You provide a cheaper version of the most luxurious vehicles, not just battery electric vehicles, but the most luxurious vehicles on the planet. Just days after GM announced the Cadillac Escalade coming in at $130,000. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but something about those numbers don't add up. Good luck to all those manufacturers on the high end of the luxury EV market. Those prices are about to come down, folks. In conclusion, Vinfast is betting that the US markets are in the eye of the storm of a epic bull market, hence IPOing any way that they can, including with the SPAC. Right after Tesla price cuts, Tesla introduces a cheaper version of the Model X and the Model S. This definitely changes my evaluation on how many Model S and Model X's will be delivered this year. Your boy is on the hook for a 235 call that expires at the end of the week. Stay tuned. On Friday, I will be placing some 0-day call options. That's all I got for you today. Be easy. Peace.